Hi, and welcome in, friends. Have you ever looked up information on, I don't know, like a medicinal plant or an essential oil or something biblical, even, and you later read in the article, it'll say that there is no scientific evidence to support this? Well, this often happens, and what is science then? Well, science, according to Google's AI, is the systematic study of the natural and social world through observation, experimentation, and evidence based methodology. It is a process for acquiring knowledge and understanding that is constantly evolving. Now, what is faith? Just as, you know, to go up against the definition of science, let's define faith. Well, faith, according to Google's AI, is the belief in something or someone even when there is no absolute proof or evidence. Now, in the case of herbs, the idea that there's no scientific evidence isn't really true for every herb, as there is certainly extensive research on certain herbal remedies such as Roman chamomile, ginger, turmeric, and echinacea, just to name a few. It's actually rather disingenuous, as many pharmaceuticals actually use parts of plant constituents in their formulas, so it is rather disingenuous, at least from my point of view, to suggest that there is no scientific evidence to support the amazing benefits of herbal remedies when pharmaceuticals once again use parts of plant constituents in their formulas. But herbal remedies are considered traditional medicine, and traditional medicine is pre scientific and it's cultural and spiritually based oftentimes. It is more intuitive than science is, obviously. And oftentimes you can figure out what an herb is useful for based on your own senses, your God given five senses, or maybe your sixth sense, even. You can determine what an herb is useful for based on how the herb looks, how it feels, how it tastes. And science is obviously different than this. It's not intuitive, it's evidence based. And science wants more evidence than that. And it doesn't rely on our God given intuition. Many cultures historically just intuitively knew that a certain herb works for a certain ailment, even without the science of why or how, because once again, it is pre scientific. They didn't need really to know why it worked, they just knew that it did work. So basically, the point is, don't let science rob you of your intuition. Even with science, there are no guarantees because, as I just said, and as Google agrees, science is constantly evolving. It's never settled. What's good today, according to science, is bad tomorrow. They're constantly telling us avocados are good. No, wait, they're bad. And oftentimes with science, people don't agree. So don't let these modern inventions of man rob you of your God given gifts like intuition. And don't be taken aback by the fact that there's no scientific evidence backing something. Science isn't our God. I mean, if it's your God, okay, but it's not my God, and not everything is going to be backed by science. And it seems like sometimes science is intimidated by certain things. Um, certain industries like the pharmaceutical industry don't really want to, it seems, study herbal remedies like that. Um, Even though, like I said, it's rather disingenuous for them to say that there's not scientific evidence backing certain herbal remedies when they use plants in their sorceries. But I do want to use this Google AI. I asked it, why is the science lacking in herbalism? And I know sometimes this AI overview can be a little off, but here's what it says. The science behind herbalism is often considered lacking because of several factors, including a lack of standardized research on the composition and efficacy of herbs, inconsistent quality of herbal products, difficulty isolating active ingredients within complex plant mixtures, and limited high quality clinical trials to definitively prove the therapeutic benefits of many herbal remedies, meaning that while some herbs may have potential benefits, the exact mechanisms and optimal dosages are often not well established scientifically. And key points about the limitations in herbalism research: variability in plant composition. The chemical makeup of a plant can differ greatly depending on factors like growing conditions, harvest time, and processing methods, making it difficult to ensure consistency in herbal remedies. Complex mixtures. Most herbs contain a mix of various chemical compounds, making it challenging to identify which specific component is responsible for a therapeutic effect. Limited clinical trials. Many herbal remedies lack robust clinical trials with large sample sizes and rigorous study designs to definitively prove their effectiveness and safety. Lack of standardization. There are often no standardized guidelines for the preparation, dosage, and quality control of herbal products. Traditional knowledge limitations. While traditional herbal practices have been used for centuries, they may not always translate directly to modern scientific understanding and require further research to validate their efficacy. So, from that, it just sounds like science is the problem. Science is the toxic one here. And herbalism and spirituality and, the word of God and faith are just light years ahead of science. Science is just playing catch up. But I guess, to be fair, I think that there is also sometimes science lacking with biomedicine, and oftentimes part of the issue is probably funding. But that's just something that I noticed, and it was a little bit of a pet peeve to me, to just always be reading, oh, but the science, there's no scientific evidence for this, as if I care, as if, I'm bowing down to science and science is the God above me. And if science has no answer for it, then just dismiss it. That's kind of um, the energy that articles like that give. And science might be lacking, but your intuition and the traditional and cultural and spiritual knowledge passed down from generations isn't. So, this is just me bringing the God of science down to size. That's it. That's all. But I'll see you next time.